Mr. Feng Cheng, CEO of Terramin, Australia. To demonstrate what follows, I will be a little bit silly and use the minimum of common sense. Some information from your website. Tala Hamza zinc project. Terramin has continued to make positive progress in its negotiations with major construction groups regarding the funding and construction of the project. Bird in Hand Gold project in South Australia. Legal proceedings in the Supreme Court of South Australia seeking judicial review of the South Australian government decisions continue to progress. The matter is expected to be heard in the Supreme Court on the 14th October 2024. Tala Hamza project. Tala Hamza zinc project. Tala Hamza zinc project is one of the largest and developed zinc and lead deposits in the world, containing 3.5 million tons of zinc, plus with a resource of 53 million tons at 6.6% zinc plus lead. Tala Hamza is located on the Mediterranean coast of Algeria, approximately 15 kilometers from the port city of Bejaia. Important, Bejaia has a population of over 3,000 people with an export deep water port facility and an international airport. The project is close to major rail, road and energy infrastructures. Terramin holds a 49% shareholding in WMZ and holds management rights in respect of Tala Hamza. The remaining 91% is held by two Algerian government-owned companies, Entreprise nationale des produits miniers non ferreux et des substances utiles, l'ENAF, 48.5%, and Office national de recherche géologique et minière, ORGM, 2.5%. In May 2023, Terramin was pleased to announce the achievement of a major project milestone with the Algerian mining regulator issuing the mining permit for Tala Hamza. The issue of the mining permit means that Tala Hamza has satisfied all Algerian regulatory, financial and environmental requirements, and that it can now proceed towards development. In collaboration with our Algerian partners, this mining permit will allow for the mining and processing of 2.0 MTPA of ore instead of the 1.3 MTPA anticipated in the 2018 Tala Hamza definitive feasibility study, indicating that project returns will be enhanced over the anticipated 20 plus year mine life. The mining permit encompasses all the area of land required for operation of the mine, including mining, processing, haul roads, ore stockpiles, tailings dams, concentrate handling and maintenance and administration. In October 2023, the Algerian government issued an executive decree of public utility decree in respect of Tala. Very important. The decree was signed by the Prime Minister of Algeria, Ayman Abdelrahman. The issue of the decree triggered the process for the acquisition of the land by the Algerian government, which covers the footprint of the Tala Hamza mining permit. I repeat, the decree was signed by the Prime Minister of Algeria, Mr. Ayman Abdelrahman. The issue of the decree triggered the process for the acquisition of the land by the Algerian government, which covers the footprint of the Tala Hamza mining permit. This land of an area of approximately 234 hectares will then be made available to the project to undertake its operations. The land will support all the project mining and processing operations, as well as direct ramp access to highway, which is currently under construction, that leads directly to the port of Bejaia, approximately 15 kilometers to the north, and important electricity and gas infrastructure. Important. Following the issue of the decree, the Algerian government has progressed the acquisition of the land, and Terramin expects the process to be completed early in the coming months, and the land being available to the project soon after. Terramin has continued to make positive progress in its negotiations with major construction groups regarding the funding and construction of the project. This process includes extensive due diligence and site visits. This process includes extensive due diligence and site visits. The zinc price has continued to rally strongly in recent months, with the price trading near $2,850. The increase in zinc price is largely due to a significant tightening in zinc concentrate supply due to several high-cost mines closing, most notably Boliden's Terramin in Ireland, Nerstar's Middle Tennessee operations, and two zinc grasp mine in Australia. Bird-in-hand gold projects and Angaz zinc mine site. In August 2023, Terramin filed legal proceedings in the Supreme Court of South Australia, seeking judicial review of the refusal of the applications, the refusal of the applications and the making of the recommendation to the governor. Terramin contends, amongst other things, that each decision should be set aside on the basis that the decisions misapprehended the statutory power in the Mining Act 1971 were legally unreasonable, did not take into account relevant consideration, took into account an irrelevant consideration, and that Terramin was not accorded procedural fairness, and Terramin was not accorded procedural fairness. The legal proceedings are continuing to progress with the matter, which has been subject to procedural hearings, directions hearings, during and subsequent to the quarter. It is expected that the matter will be heard in the Supreme Court on the 14 October 2024. Contents of the processing of your application to Bird in Hand Gold Project and Angers zinc mine site by the government of South Australia. Here it is. Oh, no. Feng Cheng now. All what I did before is reading extracts from your website. What I did before is listing some facts. That's it. Now, I will begin the demonstration. Now, all what will follow are my words, my own words. We are May 9th, 2024. Yesterday, it was May 8th, 2024. It was a sad day for our national and international memories. In 1945, France of the King Emmanuel Macron did a triple Oradour-sur-Glane, 3 genocides and war crimes in Guelma, Sétif and Khrata. Do you know that by eyes bird, Khrata is next to Tala, your mining site? Okay. Feng Cheng. In my afterlife, in hereafter, I want to rest in peace near my loved ones, near Yunus Matoub, Hussein Ahmed and my diamond. This is my spiritual goal. I am strongly opposed to the domination by and disaster induced by the King of France, Emmanuel Macron, in my country. You are the second manager whom against I will harshly fight. Feng Cheng, you are the second manager whom against I will harshly fight. I will tirelessly work for my homeland in order to avoid the squandering of its natural wealth and go all out to fend off the Terramin hostile attack in Bejaia and in its looming one in Tizi Ouzou, targeting Adjinad and Markas. You can file a complaint with me. You can sue me in any worldwide court because I will be acting as your archenemy, your nemesis. Feng Cheng, years ago at HEC Montreal, in a group of students, I worked on the comparison of the results, the profits of Bombardier, Canada, Avic, China, and Embraer, Brazil. Titled by time, my unique argument to the losses of Bombardier and enormous profits of Avic and Embraer was the lack in the investment in research and development over more than 5 years of Bombardier. Meanwhile, its competitors did the opposite. Thus, for me, working on your company is just a disgusting joke, a wasting time. Working on Terramin projects in Tala is a job for me. It's also wasting time. Aissat is an Algerian journalist. He is one of the innocents who are in the Algerian jails, prisons. He is my brother. If he was free, I would write for the poor player that he is managing a costly paid 360-degree view analysis. The first time I warned the Algerian people of dealing with your company was in 2014, 10 years before. If Terramin was strong and serious, it would leave Algeria years ago. By continuing, persisting in your action, you give us the triple proof that your company needs an injection of an enormous amount of money to survive. Algeria is an easy target, easy prey, and you wish to skyrocket Terramin share prices with speculation on the highly and risky, volatile penny share markets at the expense of my country and its nation. If it were up to me, these two graphics, if it were up to me, these two graphics are sufficient to eliminate Terramin and expel it once for all from Algeria. For the damaging consequences of international business law trials that will endure the Algerian state, I have to keep my composure and explain wisely this terrific plundering pillage operation of its critical materials, strategic metals, and rare earth elements. The spookiest trials can take place before the ICC of Paris or London, DSB, Dispute Settlement Body of the World Trade Organization, WTO, International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, ICSID, World Bank. Let's go to the financial side of Terramin, of the sick. Terramin, sick, rubbish, garbage. A penny share is any company which share price is below $5. $5. Your share price is 0.037. A penny share company is anyone which share price is below under $5. 5. Just 5. Your company, the price of the share, of Terramin share, is 0.037 Australian dollars. Okay? A small comparison. When we compare it to the Apple one, Microsoft and Nvidia prices, we notice that your company, the value of your company is something like this $0 when we compare it to Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. Your company, the value of the capitalization of your company is near 0. Okay. Another question. Is Terramin listed on NYSE? New York, TSX, Toronto, HTEX, Hong Kong, DFM, Dubai, AGX, Cairo, and SGBV, Algerians? The answer is no. Why? Why your company is not listed on the main stock markets? You are scared by a hostile takeover in the current bullish and not bearish market of strategic metals like zinc, lithium, and tantalum. Which company can swallow yours? Which company can swallow Terramin? The Australian behemoth BHP, managed by the Canadian Mike Henry, will pay at most $80 million, a pin money for BHP. Feng, Terramin CEO. As you know, the presidential race in Algeria is scheduled for September 2024. I wish to be a contender. If elected, Terramin will be in the top five companies. Those contracts will be disclosed, no matter their secret clauses. In the mining sector and the protection of the nature, my future Algerian government will lead a huge and enormous process in dissecting all the contracts and screening fraudulent maneuvers and any willful. For this, I already sent letter to the United Nations, World Bank and IMF, in which I had remembered the International Bruna Initiative for Algeria and its neighborhood, Morocco, Tunisia, Mali, Niger, and Libya. In your report about Tala Hamza, it said that Bejaia has a population over 300,000 people. In 2022, Algeria did a census. The Algerian authorities must give you the new statistics because the impact of the economic, social cost of any difference will be dramatic, gigantic. The pollution of the air, the destruction of the nature, and the economy, either local or national, will induce additional externalities, sicknesses, earth depletion, inflation in consumer goods, and disastrous deflation in housing over Sétif, Jijel, and Tizi Ouzou. The havoc of Terramin project is wider than Bejaia. The fall of Kfrida, les chutes de Kfrida, Ziama Monsuya Wonder Caves, les grottes merveilleuses de Ziama, the Black Lake, le lac noir, Akfadou, will be irreversibly destroyed. After this first snapshot, I have to come back to the financial side. Now, I come back to the financial side. You issued shares in millions, in billions. The curve of your stock prices says, this curve says that Terramin has an electrocardiogram of a dead person, of a cadaver. La courbe des prix du cours de l'action de Terramin ressemble à l'électrocardiogramme d'une personne morte ou d'un cadavre. The other graphic, this one, shows your ongoing and high losses. Il montre vos pertes permanentes, votre très haute perte est permanente, continuelle. That's why you want to bail it out with the public wealth of the Algerian weak state. In your report, you confess your collapse and crash. Terramin has continued to make positive progress in its negotiations with major constructing groups regarding the funding and construction of the project. It's a proof that Terramin has collapsed, has crashed. In the same report, Terramin holds 49% shareholdings in WMZZ and holds management rights in respect of Hamza. The remaining 91% is held by two Algerian government-owned companies, Enoch and Bejaia. By owning the management rights, Terramin gives another proof that your Algerian partners are non-significant. They are just bystanders who maybe benefit private funny travels to Australia and elsewhere. It shows also that the Algerian 51% holdings do have the lowest voting rights. If it's the case, WMZ can be considered as your private property. Be aware that WMZ can be considered as your private company is the core topic of my address. Prenez note que WMZ sera considéré comme une propriété privée et le cœur et le noyau de mon adresse. Just at this level, at this stage, you agree with me that I have increased the cost of the bribe, corruption, that you will pay in the future if this project is still capped. And I have also exacerbated insider trading, le délit d'huissier, on the cropland prices. Community involvement and sustainable development. The redoubt about the elimination in bird-in-hand gold project published by the government of South Australia, and only on the social and amenities side is in 186 page. Just this is the table of your content. The contents. C'est le contenu de la table des matières. What about the Algerian assessment? How many pages are dedicated to Algerian assessment? 3, and only 3. Not page, lines. Only 3 lines. In this assessment, you have said, Terramin has said, that it has used Monte Carlo analysis Has Terramin or the Algerian government conducted any analysis of this kind for Tala Hamza mining project? No. Monte Carlo analysis. Fraudulent maneuvers in your report. Les manœuvres frauduleuses. I quote, in collaboration with our Algerian partners, this mining permit will allow for the mining and processing of 2.0 MTPA of ore instead of the 1.3 MTPA. Tala Hamza definitive feasibility study indicating the project's return will be enhanced over the anticipated more than 20 year mine life. So in 2018, you have said the project of Tala Hamza has a capacity of power, a volume of 1.3 MTPA, and in 2023, you corrected by saying 2.0 MTPA. The amount of exploitation goes from 1.3 to 2.0. Your gain is 0.7 MTPA. What is the value of this difference? Okay? The second fraudulent maneuver, you said the life of the Tala Hamza mining project is over 20 years. It's what we call the time inconsistency, l'inconsistance temporelle. For how long is your license, your permit, your contract? Did Terramin pay hush money to keep secret all the contract? Est-ce que Terramin a payé de la hush money pour garder le contrat secret? Feng now, the call. The man. About the property rights, I go over the fact that Terramin is a free rider. I go over the fact that Terramin is a free rider. It will use freely these amenities, roads, port, airport, and I have no clue about the tariffs of water, gas, and electricity power that will be billed to your company. In your public report, we read Terramin holds a 49% shareholdings in WMZ and holds management rights in respect of Tala Hamza. And in October 2023, the Algerian government issued an executive decree of public utility. The decree was signed by the Prime Minister of Algeria, Ayman Abdurrahman. This land of an area of approximately 234 hectares will then be made available to the project to undertake its operations. It's a fraudulent maneuver. The land will support all the project mining and processing operation. What these words mean? Taking advantage of the weaknesses of the Algerian military staff and its presidency, the public money will pay for you all the expropriations of the land owners and face all the opposition by threats, repression, torture, and jail. Okay? We add all these costs, we sum them up. And because you are the legal owner of the WMZ, you can resell Tala Hamza to any enormous company from USA, Canada, China, any other shadow company, or more than this, put it as mortgage warranty in a big bank as HSBC, Alpha Bank, or Goldman Sachs. If the Algerian state wants to use his preemption right, he will rebuy its natural wealth for maybe $30 billion. Plus the cost of the disaster, the internalities. In economics, according to Mariana Mazzucato, we call this the value extraction at a gigantic level. Conclusion. Terramin is sprouting in Algeria, uprising and violence seeds. Terrific injustice, because the prosecutors and judges will sentence maybe to death innocent, brave, and passionate Algerians in the resignation of the lawyers and advocates. For myself, I will redo this kind of work for all the other criminal projects as shale gas, offshore oil, and mining in the southern of Algeria. It was in 2015 that I alerted about this upheaval.